Yeah, I did.
How much?
3 or 4.
Okay.
16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8.
Imagine being just 2 blocks away from the safety of your own driveway, only to look in the rearview mirror and see the flashing lights of a patrol car. Tonight, a routine traffic stop for a swerving vehicle quickly escalates into a high-stakes sobriety test that the driver didn't see coming. We're in a quiet residential neighborhood where the margin for error is razor thin. We have a 29-year-old driver who claims she's fine, but the officer's observations tell a much more dangerous story of tequilas and sodas and a car going sideways on the turns. Is she just tired from a long night, or is she a ticking time bomb on these suburban streets? Pay close attention to how she handles the initial questions, because the contradictions start piling up faster than she can find her insurance card. So let's dive into this breakdown and see exactly where things go off the rails.
Hello.
Hi.
You got your license and insurance?
What?
Thank you.
Right, I got the insurance for it.
You live over here?
Yeah, 2 blocks away.
Okay.
Help me out here. Oh, 23, 22. No, I have better ones.
No?
Well, no, I have.
Where are you coming from right now?
I'm sorry?
Where are you coming from?
Come on in.
In Grace Lake?
Raise like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have maybe the app or something for the insurance? I mean, those are pretty old, right?
Can you do it on your phone? I don't think so.
Okay.
Wait, how would I do that on my phone? No.
No?
No. Wait, no. Probably on my table in my.
I'm gonna give you a second to look for it. Okay, I'll be right back. 56, 34, go ahead. No luck?
No. It's probably in my house.
Okay.
Around the corner.
Do you want to step out for a quick second?
Yep. Are you stopping me?
Yeah, I'll tell you right now. You want to just step over here behind your car? So, you've been swerving a lot. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Okay. I'm 3 blocks from my house.
I know.
Okay.
Do you anything to drink tonight?
Yeah, I did.
How much?
3 or 4.
Okay. When was your last one?
About 20 minutes ago.
Okay. What kind of drinks are we talking about? Like beers or?
Tito's and soda.
Okay. Yeah, no, somebody, rolled up to me and said, this car's swerving all over the place. I got behind you, even when you made a turn here on Oakley, you went sideways. Go ahead. So, I'm just making sure you're okay to drive. Do you want to just run through some quick tests and get you out of here?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. How old are you? Any problems with your eyes?
Nope.
No? Okay. Can I have you step over here? You wear contacts or glasses?
No.
Okay. No, and you said no problems with your eyes?
Nope.
Okay. Can you see the green light?
Yes.
Can you follow it with your eyes and your eyes only?
Yes.
Without moving your head, okay?
Yes.
Try not to move your head too much.
I don't move my head.
Okay. So next test is the walk and turn test, okay? I'm going to ask you to imagine a line here in front of you.
Okay.
And here's what I want you to do. And I want you to do this now. I want you to place your left foot on the line and your right foot in front of it, heel touching toe, hands down to your side. Okay? And I want you to maintain that position until I tell you to start the test. When I tell you to start the test, you're going to take 9 heel to toe steps that way. At the end of your 9th step, you're going to turn around, take small steps, and take 9 steps around. The whole time I want you to count your steps out loud and heel, touch, and toe every time you move forward.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You ready? We're going back.
Okay, yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay. One more time. So step over here in front of me and hands out to your side, feet together. So you can put your hands out. You're going to pick one foot, left foot or right foot. You pick whichever you want. You're going to lift it off the ground approximately 6 inches off the ground, like this. Okay? You're going to count out loud 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005 until I tell you to stop. Okay? When I tell you to stop, when I tell you to start, you're going to pick your foot, right, left, and then we'll go from there. Do you know which one you're going to pick?
We got left foot.
Left foot? Do you understand the instructions?
1, no. What?
So remember, hands down to your side, you're going to lift it off the ground approximately 6 inches, okay?
Yeah, I can't do that.
You want to give it a try?
I can try.
Sure.
No,
go ahead and read.
What? Wait. 1.
Oh, you can't lean on the car.
Can I just go home? Come on, I'm 4 blocks from my house.
We're almost there.
No, I can't. Well, I'm going to try.
Okay, you can try it.
No, I can't.
Okay, that's fine.
Don't do this to me.
Do you know how to count from like 1 to 100?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you count backwards from 66 to 33?
Yeah. 66, 65, 64, 63, 62, 61, 60, 59, 58, 57, 56, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51, 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40, 39, 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Awesome. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Can I have you step over here real quick? Okay. Do you know what the legal limit is for you to be able to drive with your alcohol limit?
It's never been an issue for me, so no.
0.08.
Okay.
You think you're less or above that?
Maybe about.
Okay. Why would you say that?
Because you're stopping me.
Okay. So, this right here is the preliminary breath analysis test. It just lets me know where you're at. It's like blowing into a balloon. Okay. I just want you to blow until you hear a click. Okay?
I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay.
So,
Blow?
yeah. So take a deep breath, and you're going to blow until you hear a click. Go ahead. More. Step up. So, remember I told you legal limit is 0.08, so you're at 0.176. Okay. Alright, so you're under arrest right now for driving under the influence. I'm gonna put your phone on my car, okay? Can I get your other hand, please?
Yeah.
I want you to put your hands like you're praying, but behind your back. Yeah, there we go. So it's not too uncomfortable for you, sir. Okay, I'm gonna step in the back of my car. Alright. Nope, a little more back. A little more, a little more. Just face the car now. Anything on your person?
What?
Anything on your person, in your pockets or anything?
What does that mean?
Like, do you have anything in your pockets?
Maybe money or whatever.
I'm gonna just use the back of my hand here, okay? Besides your phone, is there anything in the car you want?
My purse, my whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
All right, I'll get that for you. Go ahead, step in.
No. You know what? Help me? I gotta do it myself?
How do you want me to help you?
Pull my leg up?
Because I don't want to let go of this seatbelt.
Let go of the seatbelt. I don't care.
It's because later it'll be a lot more difficult. All right.
No, I gotta get the...
What do you want?
To help me.
Here.
Yep. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Let me pull this behind.
Not in front of me, so I know it's safe.
What's that?
Why are you putting it behind me instead of in front of me so I'm safe?
I'm not. I'm just pulling it out. I want you to be safe. See, it's going to go in front of me.
Okay.
So good?
What started as a simple stop for a revoked license and a broken window ended in a complex legal nightmare for Jessica. Let's break down the legal reality of what we just witnessed. Throughout the encounter, Jessica repeatedly tried to shift the focus to the why. Her smashed windshield, her boyfriend Raymond's ownership of the car, and the mysterious punk ass she claimed was responsible for the chaos. However, in the eyes of the law, these are what we call collateral facts. They don't change the primary legal violations, driving with a suspended license and failing to have a court-ordered ignition interlock device. For those of you wondering about the interlock requirement, this is a common high-stakes condition for individuals with prior DUI convictions. If the court mandates it, you cannot legally operate any vehicle without that breathalyzer installed. Jessica's argument that she wasn't currently at a .08 blood alcohol level was irrelevant to the arrest. As the deputy correctly pointed out, driving while suspended and bypassing an interlock device are crimes in themselves, often carrying the same weight as a fresh DUI. The drama reached a boiling point when the deputies discovered a methamphetamine pipe inside Jessica's purse. This is where the commentary gets interesting. Notice her immediate pivot. She claims the passenger dipped out and planted the goods in her bag. While it's a classic defense tactic to blame an absent third party, the legal doctrine of constructive possession makes this a difficult hill to climb in court. If the illegal items are in your personal bag inside a car you are driving, but the burden of proof shifts heavily against you. We also saw the reality of a blood draw warrant.
When Jessica refused to cooperate fully or provided inconsistent breath samples, the deputies didn't just give up. They contacted a judge to sign a warrant. In many states, implied consent laws mean that by having a driver's license, you've already agreed to chemical testing. Refusing can lead to an automatic 1-year license revocation, regardless of whether you are actually over the limit. The final twist, Jessica's revelation of an out-of-county warrant. While she claimed it was non-extraditable, that doesn't mean it disappears. It simply means the neighboring county might not pay to come pick her up, but it still serves as a major red flag for the judge during her bail hearing. In the end, the deputy's suspicion of a combination of things, alcohol mixed with other substances, is what led to the forensic blood draw at the jail. This case is a textbook example of how one bad decision can trigger a domino effect of legal consequences. From the broken glass to the blood draw, Jessica's bad night turned into a serious criminal case that will likely see her back in front of a judge with very few excuses left to lean on. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think she was framed by the passenger? And don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.